Okay, go.
Good evening and welcome to the Temple of Light Spiritual Mind Healing Service, entitled We Are One. Before I proceed, I would like you to know that practitioner Sandra Cooper will be sharing the platform today as we go along. Okay. So I would love to welcome everybody from online and on YouTube, or whether it be on Zoom, or anybody who is tuned in right now from wherever in Jamaica or whichever part of the world. I'd like to welcome you to this service. And I hope it benefits you in whichever way, shape, or form. I know that you will grow spiritually from this. So as I give thanks for everybody who has been present here, I am now will share with you the opening affirmative prayer. So let us now be still. So in this stillness and this quietness, I am recognizing that one presence of God. And I'm recognizing and knowing that we are all a part of this presence. I'm recognizing that we are all interconnected beings, a part of this one whole and a part of this thing called life. As I recognize this presence, I know that the love of God binds us and unifies us together. I know the peace of God brings us to higher understanding. As I accept this, I thank God for our unification as people, as persons, and the spirit that binds us together in love, peace, unity, and harmony. As I thank God for this truth, I recognize it and decree and declare my word of unity for every human being, every person, and for the entire world. I release these words knowing that it's already fulfilled right here and now. And so it is. Amen. So as we proceed, we'll now take time to do a silent meditation. A few moments, we just take out a few moments to do a silent meditation. So in this continued awareness, let us know and let us just say aloud and know aloud for each and every one of us that we are one. Let's say it aloud. We are one. Let's say it in a half voice. We are one. And let's say it in a whisper. We are. And let's say it in our hearts. And just take your time and slowly open your eyes to this present. So now for my presentation for today, we are one. So today we are explore the bridging of the gap between humanity by transcending separation and embracing unity. We recognize that the concept of separate race, religion, sex, nationality, family, and community is an illusion. We are one human race, connected and interdependent. The more we focus on our differences, the more we empower our self-ego. This ego-driven world is plagued by war and conflict as we fight over meaningless distinctions. But what we see beyond these differences, what if we see beyond these differences, and what if we recognized one human race? The ego creates boundaries and attachments, leading to pride and ownership. This limits our understanding of our true nature, interconnectedness, and oneness. When we identify strongly with a particular group, we create separation from others, breeding pride, prejudices, and a false sense of belonging. We forget our belonging is a universal whole, not just a specific group. To transcend and overcome this limitation, we must acknowledge our connections without pride or ownership. We must recognize that our family, like all families, is a part of the larger human family. This shift in perspective allows us to embrace our oneness with all humanity. In essence, this is about expanding our understanding of identity and belonging, recognizing that our true home is the universe itself, and we are all connected threads in its tapestry. Imagine a vibrant garden bursting with an array of diverse life. Picture a kaleidoscope of colors as flowers of every hue, radiant reds, soft pinks, sunshine yellows, and velvety purples bloom together in harmony. Envision towering trees, each with its unique character. Yet still, it remains one garden. Let us expand our awareness, zooming out from our garden to our neighborhood, community, country, planet, cosmos. We see a beautiful tapestry of planets and heavenly bodies, all part of one universe. As Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, so eloquently stated, we are all one, and the one is all. There is no separation, no division, only the unity of the infinite. In the gospel, according to Matthew chapter 22, verse 37 to 39, it is written, and he said to him, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the great and the first commandment. And the second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. This passage reminds us of the great commandment to love God with all our being and to love our neighbor as ourselves. It highlights the interconnectedness of all beings. For in loving God and loving others, we demonstrate the oneness of humanity. Sadhguru, a yogi, a spiritual guru, philanthropist, so profoundly said, Separation is a fundamental concept that arises from our ignorance of our true nature as humans. We are not separate. We are just differently designed. If you see the design, you will see the unity. So let us reflect on this wisdom and ask ourselves, do we truly see the divine design that unites us all? Recognizing our oneness is the first step in affirmative prayer. Unification with the universe is the second. When we realize that the person we may be segregating from or fighting is a part of us, part of the family of God, we can overcome our differences in love, peace, and understanding. The diversities we see are the diversities of the one God universe, making life interesting and enchanting. We recently witnessed the awe-inspiring total eclipse, a perfect example of the amazing universe we are a part of. So let us embrace our oneness, transcending separation and ego. Let us unite in love, peace, and understanding, recognizing that God is all there is, and we are all one. Thank you. Now I'd like to have a short interlude with a song, with our song, version of the song, We Are One. We are one with the Spirit, we are one with the Lord. We are one with the Spirit, we are one with the Lord. And we pray that our unity will one day be restored. And they know and believe it by our love, by our love, you so believe it by our love. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. We will work with each other, we will work side by side. And we'll guard each man's dignity and save each man's pride. And they'll live it by our love, by our love, and still know and speak it by our love. Okay, thank you. Vance, could you please? Okay. All right, so now we have any questions that maybe you want to answer according to my presentation today. If there's any questions that you want answered according to the. Okay.
Just a comment.
Mm-hmm.
You need to type up that script and make it available for us all to have a read sometime. Well, for
Okay.
myself, definitely. It's an excellent
Okay.
script. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm. Let me ask a question.
Mhm.
I just would like to know, what we all think about this business of oneness. When you look at a person who is of a different status, maybe, I mean, a few days ago, I saw a gross picture of the young men who had been killed by the police in the Negril area. And I saw when they were taking out one of these young men from from out of the sea. And I've watched butchers take carcasses from the meat truck to deliver to supermarkets, and I really felt that the way they were hauling the young man out of the water was almost like that, and my heart broke. And so it's like, I just want to know, where do you feel, that's just general, where do you feel most connected with people? And where do you feel least connected? Just open your mic and share. Where do you feel most connected with folks around us, and where do you feel least connected? I know in that moment I felt connected. It broke my heart to just watch that happen.
Steve, you wanted to say something, or
Yeah, I was about to say, but Sandy said it for me, because that is exactly. I deliberately haven't looked at any of those clips or any of those things, because sadly, some years ago, a similar incident by YM, I don't know if any of us remember, but I remember thinking to myself, I mean, one of the young men was particularly well dressed, lovely jeans and, polo shirt and thing. And I said to myself, that young man left his home this morning. Who knows what was on his mind? The police say this was his act and we accept it, But I tell you, Sandy, exactly the same reaction that you just articulated. I felt this. I think in that moment you realize, but that is me. I know exactly how you felt. Believe me, I was about to say the same thing you just said. Whoa, really, really, really have to. Sheena, I tell you, I mean, as you know, we both spoke earlier that all of us have something to do this evening. I won't even bother burden with my phone call that I just got from a dear, 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 dear friend. He's alive and well, let me hasten to add, but just that, unfortunately, a lot of our young people, not even a lot, some of our young people have opted for crime. And yeah, we sometimes have to just stop and cast our minds back. Well, certainly for our generation, to when we were that year, the kind of mischief that we got into. Maybe not criminal, but I'm looking at the young man, that my friend sent me, who robbed him, and I'm saying, why, brethren, but it the topic this evening is most appropriate. We have to just remind ourselves. Sorry for going on so long.
It's a real phenomenon in our culture, Steve, because it says we like people who are most like us. So you'd be drawn to a fellow musician, fellow guitarist, a fellow science of mind practitioner who has the same views as you. But when it comes to someone who is grossly opposed to what you think and feel, someone who has a different set of values, we might not be drawn to them. We might feel, I don't really want to be around this person because I don't like them. So we have the like and the dislike based on similarity and difference. And it's that same similarity and difference that makes this world so wonderfully exciting, so to, for want of a better word.
The garden that Chima just mentioned. the garden that Chima just mentioned. And so when the flower dies is when we identify with it. That is sad. That is sad.
Yeah, because if maybe 10 minutes before, if I were to hear that that same young man was going to do what he planned to do, I would have said, I mean, that's criminal, that's bad, that's wrong, and all kinds of different words to criticize what his intention. And now I'm feeling great empathy for him.
Yes.
So I really still would like to hear from some of the others. What situation do you feel most drawn to, and where do you feel most repelled by? George.
Yeah, good evening again, everyone.
Hi,
Hi, Sandy. Just to touch on the point you said, not wanting to be around, someone. And I think our oneness is in the sense that we look at persons to uplift them and never to look down on them. However, even though we're acknowledging the Christ in everyone and we treat them accordingly, there comes a time when you have to separate yourself from individuals who lack faith, not from the individual, but from the consciousness of the individual. I don't know if I explain it properly. So you uphold the humanity in the individual, you do what you can. But you have to be honest at times and say to them, what I see in you is not what you see in yourself. And you can do better.
Is it like the value of fire, but you're not going to put your hand in it?
Exactly. Thank you for that analogy. So when fire become your master, then you are in problem.
Yes, gotcha.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, George. Very profound. When fire becomes your master, then you have problems. So you're saying in essence that the qualities in a person, if you fear those qualities or you criticize those qualities, you have in effect made those qualities your master.
Yes, Sandy.
Interesting. Yeah. Anybody else? Where do you find you're drawn to?
We could let Chima relate our three points of view just expressed to her theme. And that's why I said I would love to get a copy of that script because it really, she used some phrases that are very affirmation worthy, just to remind ourselves of the fact of the reality, not fact, the reality of our oneness.
Okay. Chima?
Yes, I just, in terms of our oneness, I just tend to see beyond appearances and just try to see the truth behind these apparent appearances. And I do believe that when I first encountered that news, my heart did go out for them. And I am expand my awareness and know that somewhere down, somewhere inside of these men, there is good. And there is good in everyone. And they're just not expressing that. For whatever means got them in that situation. But I know that if they took a spiritual pathway, that would help to express their highest.
So. Those would have to do that on a different plane of existence.
Yes.
And I mean, my son was telling me how the attitude that a lot of young men have is that they don't care. They're going dead anyway, or they're going to go jail anyway, so it don't matter. The gain from their activities is far greater than the fear of death or going to jail. So they do what they do. You know, so the challenge that we have as practitioners of this teaching is to, you know, these stories are coming at us, or people are coming to us with them. We need to cleanse our own consciousness of the judgment that we have, to remind ourselves of our oneness, and to just lift up the persons who are both the perpetrators and those persons who are feeling fearful about the circumstances of our society. And we have to take the high watch, take the high road. You know?
Yes.
Anyway, it's 6:30, so Shima, you might want to go and sing Paeans of Praise for us with Abigail. And we will look at our requests for prayer this evening, and we will take it from there.
Thank you so much, Sharon. Sandy.
Hello. Well,
Thank you so much,
Sharon is
Sandy.
probably present at this session anyway. God bless her.
Sharon is my aunt as well.
Yes.
She is a woman of God, I must say.
Okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, so see you later, Miss Shima, and love to Abigail.
Yes. See you later, Sandy.
So, friends, this is the time of the evening where we are looking at what prayer requests. What would you like us to pray for you? And so we invite you to write your requests in the chat. Those of you who are joining us on YouTube, to just write your requests, and we will do an affirmative prayer for you. I'm not seeing any just yet. George, for comfort. George, but can you say a little bit more? In what regard you're talking about?
Anxiety, peace of mind, certainly.
Ah, got you. Understood.
Sandy,
Yes, Dawn.
I can't find the chat to put information in, so I'm asking for my usual love and health and peace also.
You'll add peace as well.
Yes, because
Awesome.
too many things are going on. I mean, I saw somebody show me that clip, and it really threw me when I saw it.
Yes, I get you.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. You can back in the chat. So I have George. I'm not seeing anybody else just yet. Okay, so let's begin with peace, and then we will do health, and then we'll do love, and perhaps we'll have health for a good friend. That's Jennifer, a good friend. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's begin with peace. We acknowledge the divine presence that declares that peace truly begins in the hearts and minds of those who embrace peace. So we recognize God as peace, and that peace with which we know passeth all understanding expresses in and through and as each one of us. And we know that peace is that which right now I'm knowing is just rising from the center of our beings into our conscious awareness, bringing into our minds the realization that there is God and only God, and that divine presence and power of God is expressing in every single aspect of our lives and affairs. And so I know that peace now stills any confusion, any turbulence, any discontent, any frustration that might be niggling within our consciousness. When we affirm and know peace, and we declare to the turbulence within our hearts and our minds, we declare, be still. And in that stillness, we know the divine presence of God. And so let's take a deep breath in now to just embrace the stillness. And exhale. And to know that right now peace is occurring for George. Peace is occurring for Dawn. And for anyone else who is open and receptive. And it matters not what may be happening on the outside. Spirit doesn't know noise. So on the inside, within our consciousness, is that sense of comfort and ease and peace with ourselves, with our lives, with every circumstance. We are at peace with it, knowing that everything is unfolding as it should. So we declare this peace now to be our experience. And we release it to that law that says yes, as these words are impressed upon it. With deep gratitude, we just declare that this is truly so now. And so it is. And so now we love for him finally. Okay. And so we now do an affirmative prayer of health. We know that God is health, that health surrounds us, that health expresses as each cell, every fiber, every system, every organ within us, that we know right now is working perfectly together. We know that the divine flow of energy is expressing perfectly throughout our physical bodies. And so we just declare and affirm right now for Dawn and for Jennifer's friend and for anyone else who is receptive to these words, we declare that perfect health is their experience now. So we know as we focus on the perfection and wholeness that is God expressing in and through and as each and every one of us, as Dawn and as Jennifer's friend, I'm knowing that this idea of perfect health just settles into this physical body, just infusing every cell and fiber and every tissue, and just allowing its vibration to resonate powerfully and perfectly to enable this physical body system to just express perfect expression right now. Perfect healing, perfect poise, perfect peace, perfect order, expressing in every aspect of our physical beings. I'm seeing too that this health manifests in our business affairs, in our lives, in every other area of our lives. And so we declare and know health to be our perfect experience now. I know this as a truth. And I release my word now as I declare and know that health is mine. Health is the expression, the fullest expression for Dawn, for Jen's friend, and for everyone else who is receptive to it. And so I release these words, knowing that they are impressed upon the law and they are fully and perfectly demonstrated now as perfect health for Dawn and for Jennifer's friend. I accept this as the truth and I let it be so now. And so it gloriously is.
And so it is. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yes. And so the third request is a request for love. And it's for Dawn. And it's through Carol, love for our human family. Wow. Mhm. Wow, love, love, love. Oh boy, we know that God is love. And that love is that out of which we were all created. That spark, that essence of love that God is a seed out of which each one of us grew. And I know that within that seed is every aspect of love expressing in and through us now. I see it as compassion, as empathy. I see it as respect. I see it as patience. I see it as understanding and a willingness to appreciate the uniqueness and the awesomeness that each of us embraces as individualized expressions of the one. And so as we just look around and see the diverse expressions of God as our family, friends, community members, as others in our country at every level of industry and education and class and color and everything, we know that at the center of each one is God, is the love and the perfection that is God. And so we allow that love now to just embrace us, to bind us together in its cords of everlasting harmony. And it is this harmony from which I speak these words this evening, seeing that that is a harmony that allows us to live together as one in perfect order, in perfect poise and peace and love. It is that which I now know embraces our entire island home. And it is that which reaches to every single nook and cranny of this globe, across Europe, to the Middle East, and to the United States. And so everyone can see everyone else as one, just differing in appearance, but at the core to affirm and acknowledge that we are one. And it is love that makes this so. And so in this consciousness of affirming love as a truth of our being, of my being, of your being, of Dawn's being, of the human family's being, I declare and know that love truly is our birthright. And we embrace it as it embraces us. And we accept it and allow it to just do its work in through and as each one of us. And so it is this consciousness now that enables me to just release and surrender and just allow these words to impact upon the law, which says yes to their very, very powerful expression in and through and as us. And so I know that this is a truth. And with acceptance, with love, with gratitude, I just let it be so now. And so it is. Okay.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dawn. I'm not seeing any more requests. So, dearest Steve, would you bring up the slides for our notices? With great love. Put them on slideshow. Can you put them on slideshow, please, Steve? Big, so that the big fills the screen. Yes, thank you. So friends, we have been bubbling with our Legal Light Saturdays. We have the blessing of a core of legal luminaries who have made the powerful choice to give their time and their talent on a Saturday to answer your questions about any legal matter that you might have. This is on a Saturday between 11 and 1. Somebody is there to answer your questions. So just drive on over to the temple, bring a friend or tell a friend about it. And, you know, you're going to get some real wonderful expert advice. This is being offered by our temple as a community outreach project. And so we invite you to spread the word about it. Good. The next thing is that next week, Tuesday is our public holiday. It will be our Independence Day. So we will not be having spiritual mind healing service next Tuesday. But we invite you to join us the following week, which is August 13th. Where, Steve, I believe you are scheduled for the session.
No, I think Carol.
Oh,
Mhm.
Carol Campbell.
Mhm.
Okay, I will make that change for Sunday coming. When we put up the notices at, you know, for our reminders. Thanks for that, Steve. Okay.
Excuse me. What is this about me scheduled for August 13th?
I will work it out.
Yeah, we definitely have to work it out.
We'll work it out,
That
Carol.
was what I was told.
All right, no problem. We'll work it out. All right.
Okay.
The next slide.
Sorry about that. We'll sort it out. The important thing is that next week there is no service.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We have a week, we have 2 weeks to sort it out.
Thanks, Steve.
Okay.
Okay, so up next, I think it's our wow, you know, folks, we do so well with our church is built on the generosity of our members and our well-wishers. And so we ask that if you feel moved to support our ministry, you can feel free to donate at donate.templeoflightcsl.org. And your contributions certainly help to support the work of our community and our outreach activities and everything that we do to make this a world that works for all. So thank you for your generosity and for helping us to be a beacon of light for the world. And now as you hit the donate button, we ask that you just put your envelope or your hand on your heart and say, lovingly I give, joyfully I receive. Be thou fruitful, increase and multiply. Bless, prosper and enrich everyone whom you touch and replenish all of my financial affairs. Thank you, Father. And so it is. And we'll close off with our prayer of our center and the prayer of our prayer of Jamaica. So prayer of our center first. Prayer for our center. The Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living is a sacred field embodying our spiritual community from which the Christ, peace, love, and joy emanate. To touch, to heal, to bless, to prosper, and to liberate anyone who comes into contact with it in any way. The light of the Christ illumines us, our center, and our environment. Our spiritual community is filled with and surrounded by the presence of God and is growing from strength to strength. The power of God expands our consciousness of truth, guiding us ceaselessly along the paths of wisdom, spiritual growth, unfoldment, and attainment. We are blessed, and to God be the honor and glory forever. And so it is. And now the prayer of Jamaica. The radiant light of God's love is now flowing through us and from us to everything and everyone it touches. The eternal light of God's love now completely fills, covers, and surrounds our island Jamaica. The glowing intensity of the light of God's love now interpenetrates and awakens within the hearts and minds of our countrymen and women the truths of life which set free. The light of God's love is growing and glowing in intensity in the hearts and minds of mankind everywhere. Love, health, harmony, goodwill, peace, uprightness, integrity, joy, prosperity, kindness, and our oneness under God are now established. And so it is. I think that's it. So friends, we've come to the end of another spiritual mind healing service, spiritual enrichment service. And so I would just like to thank you for making it, making the choice to be part of this experience today. Thank you, Carol and Steve and George, Vance, Dawn, Joan, Jennifer, and for all of you who might be listening on YouTube. We appreciate that you made the choice to be here. We hope that you're taking away something to chew on for your continued spiritual growth and unfoldment. And so now we just ask you to join us in consciousness as we do our closing affirmative prayer. We're truly grateful for this opportunity to come together in this experience of higher consciousness. To see or to discuss the idea of oneness as shared by Shima this evening. We just know that God is all there is. And God is expressing as each and every one of us. And so we are one with God, one with our life, and one with our creation. And so in the spirit of oneness, we know that every aspect of our lives, our health, our affairs, our relationships, our endeavors, every aspect of our lives is infused with love, with light, with joy, with peace, with order, with everything that God is, because everything is one. One with God and one with all. And so we give thanks for this gathering this evening. We give a special blessing for Shima as she supports her beloved Abigail in her own expression of artistic endeavor. And we truly are grateful to have the ability to support each other in expressing with their fullest and their brightest and their best. And so I'm knowing that as everybody goes to their respective destinations, I'm knowing that we take with us the idea that God is going before us, expressing in and through as us, and making our way clear, easy, secure, love-filled and light-filled. I truly give thanks in knowing that all this is so now, and so it gloriously is. Friends,
And so, thank you.
a pleasure to have
Georgia.
you this evening.
Thank you, Shima.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandy.
I will see you all next week week after next. But look forward to seeing you at Temple on Sunday. We celebrate Emancipendence on Sunday. Look forward to seeing you all.